Morning. Hopefully everyone had a really good week. Hopefully everyone kind of conquered some things that were in their way, uh, accepted some challenges. Hopefully this week was really good to you all. My week was pretty good. Some ups and downs as always, but kind of ended the week on a great note. So it was a pretty good week. It was really good, and I'm happy about that. I'm excited about the new week as we start this week of March. Getting ready to prepare for April. It'll be 3 months now, but obviously, want to finish this month the right way. Don't want to look ahead too far. Just want to be prepared for whatever life throws at us. But definitely want to get back on here and just talk about life, talk about what we struggle with, the things that burden us, the things that on our mind that stops us from getting good night's rest and kind of upsets or destroys like our mindset on what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish in life. Like no matter what, we all want to do something. We all want to be someone. We all want to accomplish goals. We all want to just enjoy life and live and just have our own piece of the pie. And so I always think about this when I'm talking to other people. I spoke to a class this week, two classes uh, this past weekend. When I'm talking to the younger generation or the younger versions of myself that are inspiring to get into sports or get into any, field, any workforce, it's always challenging when you're in college or when you're younger, right? You have all these ambitions, these goals, and you have the opportunities. What happens is we get a little distracted and we don't seize the opportunity. We don't, seize that moment. Um, and then we get into the finger pointing. We get into, it's not my fault. It's, rainy day or flat tire. We make excuses. And I try to, talk to them about that. Like my life is not perfect at all. Uh, I've made mistakes. I've had decisions. I've had choices and made some, pointless decisions, um, which kind of led me astray from my goals and the path that I want to be on. Ultimately, I was blessed to be able to get back to the path that God created for me, that He wanted me to be on. But there was some bumpy roads, some rocky roads, some detours, and just explaining that to them that it's as long as you get back to where you're supposed to be. Like it's so easy to give up, and I think that's like this generation. It's not. I don't say quit, but like they deal with so much more on a greater magnitude than I did that I dealt with 10 years ago. Like social media is insane now, um, and I think a lot of it is their own expectations crushing them. The weight of it is so heavy, the burdens are so heavy that it becomes too much, and that's kind of how depression and anxiety, uh, overthinking kind of settles in, and it becomes overwhelming. Like it becomes overwhelming to live the life or pursue the life that you really want because it's tough, especially if you've never had anyone in your family do what you want to do. If you're the first in your family to go to college, you're the first in your family to work in whatever field. Like if there's no one before you to kind of lay the groundwork, if you're the one laying the groundwork, it's that's tough. Not saying it's hard. I've always said that. Not saying it's gonna be easy, but it's something if nobody's ever done it, like you're blazing a trail. And so if you're gonna do that, like it's you need support. And so I kind of talked to them about what kind of, and in the process of talking to them, like it hit me that No one's perfect. I said this before and I'll continue to say this, that no one's doing a better job at living their life than another person. Like that's the truth. Like today is March 23rd, 2025. No one has lived March 23rd, 2025 yet. We're all living it at the same time. We're all doing, we're all going through it at the same time, like morning, evening, afternoon, night. Like we're all doing it at the same time. So anyone telling you that they have this secret to success or they know how life is going to go, they're lying. That's not true. Like we're all dealing with it at the same time. So how do you know more about it than I do? We're all winging it at the same time. And so I try to tell that to them because when I was younger, it was the same thought process that, people were doing better than me because they knew more. That's not true. They had a break in their life and they were prepared for it. That's really what it sums it. That's really how I sum it up. I sum it up as that they had an opportunity and they were ready for the opportunity and they capitalized on it. Right, wrong, and different. They were prepared. And so the goal is to be prepared. The goal is not to be like, I'm going to knock it out the book. Like, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. That is going to happen. Um, and I just told him, I said, we're all flawed. No one is perfect. No one was created perfect. No one was created with all the answers. No one, like, we eventually figure it out as we live. The more we live, the more we fight, the more we grow, the more we learn, the more improved we are, the more prepared we are. That's it. Preparation is all that matters. If you are prepared, you're not gonna fail, like because you're prepared for it. You're ready for it. And again, life is gonna throw you curveballs. Life is gonna throw you things you don't expect. That is true. But again, if you prepare for whatever it is you're going through, like just preparing for life. Like if you have an assignment, you prepare for that assignment. You have a test, you prepare for that test. You might have some questions on that test that you didn't know about, but I mean, you're probably still going to get a passing grade because you prepared for it. Take notes. That's the same thing as the lessons in your life. All your failures, they're lessons. There's no F's in life. It's not a test. Like it's not a true test like in a classroom. Everything you go through grows you. You have to learn from it. That's the only way you grow. You keep taking the same test and failing, you're gonna keep taking the same test. You're never gonna move. You're never gonna grow. But the thing I want people to understand is that no one's perfect. We're all flawed. We're all imperfect. And we're trying and striving for perfection, which we'll never reach. But we can reach excellence. I have a slogan that I tell myself: in my endless pursuit of perfection, I will achieve excellence. I wrote that down. I think it's like 15 years ago. And I wrote that down for myself because, like, the truth is, it's a narrow road. It's a very narrow road. Um, None of us are perfect. None of us are gonna like achieve perfection. Now we strive for it. We chase it. Um, and we'll always chase it. But none of us have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. That's why I get up. I get on here every week and I talk through my problems. I talk through my success. I talk through my obstacles. I discuss my journey. When I went to talk to the two classes, I only talked about my journey. I don't know anything else. I don't know anything else. I'm not a guru. I'm not some genius. I'm 36 years old. I've lived 36 years. I'll be 37 this year. I'll be blessed to be 37 years old and live 37 years on this earth. I've said it before. I don't plan on checking out here anytime soon. But to fulfill that, I have to do the things necessary with my body and my health and exercise. That is the truth. I can't just, say I want to live till I'm 80 years old and eat whatever, drink whatever, no exercise, and just lay around, be lazy. Like that's not going to work that way. And that's what I mean by preparation. I have to prepare my body to live that long. That if that's the goal, I have to do the necessary things to put myself in position to succeed. That is if that how can I reach that goal? I've got to take care of myself. If I don't take care of myself, I'm not gonna reach that goal. Reach that goal. I can't get mad if I'm in the hospital with clogged arteries or any issues internally. If I just eat fast food every day and don't work out, don't jog, I drink alcohol all the time and don't really drink water, like that doesn't make any sense. That's foolish. You're not going to achieve a goal of living till you're 100 years old if you just eat and do whatever you want. Like, now some people, this is the thing. This is how life works. Like, there are some people that can probably do that, but their genetics are probably different than yours. They're going to be, their DNA is different. So all that plays a part. That's why you get hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. There are some extremely talented people in the world that can do whatever they want. They're gifted that way. But I don't think they're going to achieve what they should really achieve. Now, they might achieve more than me because the truth is they're more gifted than I am. That's like life is unfair. Life sucks. So what? You gonna mope and cry about it, or you gonna make something happen? No, I am not 6'4". No, I don't run a 4.3. No, I can't dunk. But does that mean that I can't be a part of sports? No. Just because I don't get the opportunity to play sports, don't mean I cannot be a part of sports and win championships and affect lives that are in sports. That is the truth. But I mean, I could just cry about the fact that, God didn't give me long arms or big hands, or that I can't run fast. Like I'm unathletic. I know that. I'm okay with that. It didn't take me 36 years to realize that. I didn't chase some dream that was not like I couldn't achieve. That's foolish. Like I'm not mad at the world that I'm 5'8" and I can't really run fast, right? No, my gift is the ability to relate to anyone at any point. I love to talk. And so I'm going to make the best of my gift. I'm going to be put in certain rooms and I have to be prepared to achieve greatness. That was put for me. Like this, like my greatness is different from another person's greatness. You don't judge yourself based on the opinion of others or based on the success of others. That's not your life. You literally do not know what they've done to be where they're at. We just all, it's again, social media, the internet, whatever, even, seeing someone where they live and stuff and what they drive. You absolutely do not know what they did to get that. And probably 9 times out of 10, you're not willing to do what they did. That's why you're sitting there upset that you don't have what they have. That is the truth. If you look deep down inside yourself, most of it is doubt and unbelief. You don't have what you want because you're so focused on what someone else has. And you have no knowledge of how they got it, what you want. The world makes you feel like it's so easy, right? Just get up, wake up in the morning, and just go get it. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. You have to prepare for that. Don't just wake up and say, hey, look, today I'm going to go run 10 miles. You will die. You will fall out. You will be in agony trying to do stuff that people have worked their entire life to do. Like life ain't easy like that. But listen, I, I'm sorry to tell you that. Like it ain't a genie in a bottle that you rub and say, hey, look, I get my three wishes. I want abs. I want $1 million. And I want a nice and I want a beautiful wife. Like you got to work for these things because if you don't work for them, you won't cherish them. It won't be of importance to you to take care of them. That's why we work. We work so we can enjoy the fruits of our labor, but at the same time, you can cherish it and appreciate it. If you didn't work for it, then it won't matter to you. It doesn't matter how it looks or what it becomes because you didn't do anything for it. That's why I really don't want anything I've been working for. I don't want any handouts. That's just me though. That's me. And so that's the thing to that class, those two classes that I talked to. Like every last person in here has the ability to become whatever they want. That's all you knew when you was young. All we did when we were young was dream. And what happens is when you get to a certain age, someone tells you you can't have that because nobody else had it. Nobody else in your family did it, so you can't do it. And they call that reality. That's not reality. That's not. That's dream killers. Like whatever you put your mind to and you set out to and you work at, you can achieve. Because the dreams you have was given to you by someone. I believe it's God. I believe like everything that we go through, everything we think of, right? Everything that, especially at the youth, when we don't really have any knowledge of like how the world moves, when nobody's ever really told us no yet, those are given to us because specifically for us to do things. And then when we become like, you start working in the world or you start being around other people, right? You start to live life and as you age and grow, you get told no for the first time. And it's devastating. Like that's the truth. It's so devastating because you have all these dreams and ambitions and goals as you grow up. And then someone tells you that you need a certification, or they tell you that you need experience, or they tell you that you need education. And I'm not saying none of those things are important. I'm not saying none of those things, they don't matter. They do. The thing is, no one told you the process of getting you or achieving your dream or your goals. You just dream, 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 dream. And then what happens is life hits you like a bag of bricks. And then you kind of fall by the wayside. You get a job. 10 years later, you're wondering what happened to your life. Wondering what happened to those dreams and goals that you grew up. Because life happens. That is the truth. Life is going to happen. Life is going to suck. That is like the universe is not here to make you happy. It's not. You got to do that. And you have to create these calluses to failures because you learn from it. You use it to grow. You use it to expand your mind. You use it to develop strengths because no one, like truly, truly, you look at some of the wealthiest people, you look at some of the strongest people, we just see the outer appearance. We just see what they let us, we see what social media shows us. We do not know what they deal with. We don't know if they have drinking issues, if they have uh, gambling issues. You don't know if they infidelity. You don't know. No one's perfect. We're all dealing with something that the next person knows nothing about. So don't wish for someone else's life because they're flawed too. I'm flawed myself. I have issues. I have uh, things I deal with. I struggle. I get like I started this because I struggled. I had depressive thoughts. I had anxiety. I had doubt. I had unbelief. That's why I started this to help myself, to release some of the tension, to release some of the pain, and then realize, right, like it's not as bad as I think. If I talk through it, if I sit down and I discuss it openly, like my struggles, my issues, then I realize it's not as bad. It's okay. I'm gonna be okay. But I just can't have it here because as long as it stays here, like it's gonna grow and develop and it's gonna impact me every day. It's not gonna improve. It'll get worse because I keep it bottled up. And then I find myself lashing out at people that have nothing to do with the current circumstances of the situation because I've compounded the pain, the grief, the struggles, the issues, and then at some point it has to come out. At some point it has to be defeated, or at some point it has to be released. And so my release is this podcast, and hopefully I'm helping others. Hopefully I'm helping someone. I'm definitely helping myself. I look forward to this every week because it is a release of the week. It's I let go of whatever is behind me, and I move forward because I can't do anything about what's in my past. nor do I care. That's the truth. It happened, and I move on. I repent. I ask for forgiveness. I say I'm sorry, however you want it, and I move on because we all struggle with something. None of us are perfect. We're all flawed. We all have issues. We all have um, pain. We have things in our past. Like, that's the truth. No one's perfect. Everyone is dealing with something. Everyone has dealt with something. Everyone has made poor decisions. Like, move on. Don't allow it to linger, because if it lingers, it's going to grow to a point where it's uncontrollable. And then the people around you are not gonna you're gonna lose friends, family members, close confidants. You're not gonna be the same. But once you get to the point where you have to realize that no one's perfect. That we all have issues, and it kind of like, I don't rejoice in the fact that other people have issues, but at least it kind of settles me down that I'm not the only one dealing with this. It allows me to realize, right, that we're all human. And as much as the world wants you to think that everyone's perfect, to think that everyone has it all figured out, they do not. Because we're living this day at the same time. So what do they have figured out? How do they have today figured out? How do they have life figured out when they're still living? This is not their second life. They're just living this life at the same time as you. You're just more prepared. When you expect life to life, you prepare for it. It doesn't shock you. It doesn't catch you off guard. It doesn't overwhelm you as much as it should. Right? It's like life is still a life. I'm not saying that you have all the answers to anything. No, what I'm saying is when you prepare for something, when you prepare for your goal, and lives, it doesn't hit you as hard because you're prepared, because you're ready, because your moment came, and it might be an obstacle added in that might be a question on that test that you didn't know, but that's one question. If there's 100 questions and you knew 98, guess what? Yeah, I'm not gonna know everything, but I was prepared for 98. I'm gonna get 98 correct. That's an 8. I passed. And sometimes we gotta be okay with passing with that 70. Like, yeah, I didn't do the very best, but I did enough. And in the process of doing enough, now I go to the next step. And then leave that back there. Learn from it, but leave that back there. Don't let that linger. Don't bring that, oh, I missed 30 questions. Like, it doesn't matter. I passed. On to the next. But that's to drive that home. I don't want anybody to feel like everyone has it figured out. No one's perfect. We all have issues. We're all flawed. No one has all the answers. We're learning, we're growing, we're achieving greatness, right? But we still lack something. Like I said, and when I say we lack something, it's more mentally than a physical thing. Like, we're not perfect. We have everything we need. I said this before. We have everything we need to succeed within us. Like, we were given that at birth, right? But that doesn't mean we're perfect. We were, like God says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. He didn't say we were perfectly made, because there will be no need for God. There will be no need for any entity. There will be no need for family, friends. If we're all perfect, if we had all the answers, why do we need companionship? Why do we need anyone? I know everything. I don't need y'all. Like, that's not how we were created. That's not why we were created. We're here to help others. And we build off each other. I might not have this answer, but somebody else might. I might not have been through this yet. Somebody else did, and they can help me with it. I can help them with something. That's that's a purposeful life, and that's key to everything. That's that's growth. That's ambition. That's the life I want to live. Am I helping someone? When I lay down at night, I always ask myself, did I help someone today outside of myself? Did I improve someone today? Did I equip someone today to deal with their struggles? Because no matter what, like, I'm gonna be okay. And that's what you gotta tell yourself. Like if I can get to the point of laying down at the end of the day and then I can wake up in the morning, I'm gonna be okay. I got another day. And I got another day to improve on my flaws. I got another day to improve on my shortcomings. I got another day to help someone grow. I get another day. That's a blessing. This one was probably a little short, but I just wanted to drive that home, and I like talking to that class. It made me realize that like a lot of people don't understand that we're all flawed. We all have issues, and we're all striving to improve ourselves. But the first step of that, right, is to admit that I don't know everything, I don't have everything, and that I'm imperfect. I hope I helped y'all. I love y'all. I trust y'all. I believe in y'all. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be okay.